Jimmy Garoppolo's performance against Jacksonville? What'd you think?
Yeah, so once again, I think it was a really great game plan. I think that's the number one thing. I'm liking the game plan around Jimmy. It may seem a little bit one-dimensional to keep him under a certain number of passes, but it's not, because they throw so many wrinkles in around him, and they're getting more pieces involved around him. You see Juszczyk and Kittle and Debo and Ayuk all helping him out more, and I think that really puts Jimmy Garoppolo in the driver's seat. And it's nice to see, because with the exception of a few touch passes, the Wilson and the Juszczyk routes in the end zone, those were terrible passes. I mean, wow. I would say it. That was probably the worst pass I've seen within the last several years. That was bad. But at the same time, then he has Trey Sermon running up the sideline, dumps that beautiful little soft touch lob. We haven't seen a lot of 49ers quarterbacks do that in a long time. So that was really nice to see. It was good to see. So that's the pros I saw with Jimmy. I think there were more pros than cons. But once again, I do want to pump the brakes a little bit. This was Jacksonville. This was not St. Louis. This was not Green Bay. Or excuse me, this was not Arizona. I'm sorry. I always get the Rams as St. Louis. I grew up that way.
Right.
But it wasn't the Cardinals. This wasn't. I mean, we handled the Rams. To me, that was a more impressive game. This one, they did exactly what they should do. I don't think it was a mediocre performance. I think Jimmy had a decent performance, a good performance, but it was literally what he was asked to do. So good props to Jimmy. Good ball control. Really like what I saw from him. Very simple.
Let me tell you what I saw. Tell me if you saw the same thing. I thought he was real shaky to start.
You thought what?
I thought he was really shaky to start the game. And we don't remember it because the Niners went on to just destroy the Jaguars, and who cares how he played to start the game. But
that's what Jacksonville's penalties did. A lot of people do not realize the importance of the first drive. I don't know if that game goes the way it did if Jacksonville had not gift wrapped it. If Jimmy gets off to a hot start, Jimmy can drive. But when he gets off to a shaky start, as you're about to explain, Jacksonville gave us the first quarter.
They sacked him on 3rd and 6 at midfield in the first drive, and then it was negated by a hold on Kittle. Like, they roughed him up. They had his jersey green. They had him in the grass. And I thought the way I perceive Jimmy is if you hit him early in the game, jittery Jimmy comes out. And if he can get in a rhythm and he realizes, oh, they don't have a pass rush today, he's very confident. Early in the game, he was getting hit, and I thought I saw jittery Jimmy. That's, to me, why he missed that throw to Jeff Wilson Jr. I mean, he was like,
those were jitters, absolutely.
Those were jitters. I mean, those were layups, and he missed them. And he didn't really settle in until they were up big, 10-3, until they were up. Like, the reason they got the lead was because Deebo Samuel scored that touchdown as a running back. He missed the throw to Juszczyk, and then after that, he hit the throw to Kittle. Who was it? How they score the second time? To Kittle. Forget.
Yeah, it was to Kittle. But that was on 4th down, as I recall.
Anyway, he started off jittery, and he didn't get until like the Jaguars had pretty much like beaten themselves. So it's something to keep in mind. If he gets hit early against the Vikings or Seattle, he kind of goes in. He's not the same player.
And that's why I wanted to say that, again, we have to pump the brakes because this was Jacksonville. And, props to – I like Miles Jack as a player. He's a really good player, and I want to give him a little bit of a shout-out there. But for the rest of the team, they're not a horrible defense, but their offense is really shaky, and they were not able to punish the 49ers in any phase of the game. And like you said, I mean, the penalties, I mean, they got an ejection, they got defensive holding calls, they jumped off sides. I mean, they kept the 49ers going on more than one drive. It was not just that drive. There were other drives as well where they still gift wrapped them the scores that they would have. And again, I mean, even with all that help, the 49ers still only kicked a field goal. And I don't mind it against Jacksonville because they might have expected a defensive battle and not much offense from Jacksonville. But at the same time, if we're going to play better teams, that's something we have to go for. But I will say that I think Kyle Shanahan bolstered Jimmy's jitters by handing the ball off and pounding the rock, as they say. So I think that he may have seen what you saw. And so I think that he dialed up a whole lot more wrinkles to the offense just to give Jimmy a chance to step back.
Right. Yeah. And Jimmy ended up playing a terrific game. What I've seen from him the past few games is he plays his best when the Niners are winning. And when they're down, that's when he's getting hit, that's when he doesn't play as well. But we'll see how he does.
That's something to keep our eye on in the Vikings game.